Okay, so here's a little video. We're going to create a virtual machine. We're going to do it from the client. Okay, so you gotta be working from a PC that has a client on it. And on that PC, you download the iOS. You can access the data store, upload the image. So this will be first thing to make the image available. Okay, so you're going to go to the data store, select the right location on the data store, and this is a storage area on the Nimble. Okay, from there I created a directory for us to put our iOS images in, and then from there up here you will then upload your image. Okay, let me take that out there. Upload your image. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so then you'll wait for it to upload. Then you'll get this. Okay, you have you now should have that image upload, and now I went back to VMs and templates. So here in a little bit, then we'll start and we'll create a new VM. We'll do the configuration, which host and clusters, what resources it's going to use, where it's going to get its storage, what's the guest OS. You just uploaded the OS you want to use, the image. How we connect to the network, you have to make sure you get those specifics right, and then you'll actually create it on disk. I'll try to move quickly, so we click, created, so we get this slide. I did the typical creation, next. Okay. Here, and then that should be the default, that should be in there. You're going to create a name and make sure the name makes sense. Okay. And you got to type name in before you can go anywhere. So I use something just to abbreviate so we know it's me. Win10, you can use something descriptive enough but not too big to identify. Okay. And you should have that one there on the vSphere. Go next. I'm going to pick this host. That's one of the G9 machines. You're literally going to pick which machine you're going to put it on. That's where the storage is going to be, right? Out on the Nimble. Okay. So when we talk about having really good performance between the host and our storage in the rack, you can see why that's going to be important to make this function without getting into the details. Next. Pick the which operating system, and then this will be a drop-down menu, and you'll select. If you pick Linux here, then you'll drop down, and there'll be somewhere in there you'll select. Now, this prepares it to load the operating system you're going to use, but you still, this doesn't connect you to the operating system. We'll come to that later, your actual image. So you select that, move on. All right. Virtual disk. Okay, available space. In this case, I took all the defaults, but depending on what you're installing, you can make your adjustments. You can't use it all, okay? You can't use it all, but you can make some adjustments there. Next. And then you click finish on the after you make those selections, you click finish and it will create the machine, and down here in the recent task you'll see that it did some work and completed it. Next step, we need to edit some things. So we're going to edit our machine. Make sure you have your machine selected. You see I've got the Dirks Win 10 selected there. Click OK there. I'd have to look that up, what's all the issues there, but yeah, we're over halfway through the slides. Yeah, here you get to pick, you can start working on all the setup for your machine, how much memory you want it to have, and you can move that around a little bit depending on your situation and what you're using it for. Then we go down here to the DVD. We're going to tell it the DVD. We're going to slide a DVD in there. Not really in a virtual machine, but we're going to tell it, where to get that. Okay. We're going to get the data store to get the iOS file. See that right there? Okay. You notice the DVD is highlighted here. Right? You can pick, here you got the data stores. This data store, we're going to select it. Right? File type, we're looking for iOS's. This is where you should have put your iOS in the capstone. This is where we're looking, right? So you can select that and open it. Select yours. I think in my case it was Windows. Okay. Now you can use this one. That's Fedora, and you guys can load a couple other ones up if you want to, so that they're available if we want to make new machines, or there's other ways you can clone machines and so forth. Okay, this is important. Okay, you have DVD drive, you're going to tell it where to get it. You just did that. That should be good to go, but there's another step. Don't click OK. You want that to connect at power on. Get it? So when you power on, it's going to boot to here. It's going to go here and get the iOS. Now you can press OK. So now we're ready to install the iOS. You can double check here the thing here. I would click the tab summary button. It's right up here. I'd click that and take a look. There's a couple different ways to run the console. You can right click on your name of your device and select console, or if you go to the summary button, there's a place in there to select the console. Okay, open it up in a different window, or you can select console there. But before you do that, any of those, you're going to power on the machine. Well, I suppose you could open the console and then power on the machine, I believe. Slides left. Okay, you notice the machine's powered on. Now you have to go to a console. Do it. This is the way I did it up here, but if you have the summary tab open, you can open the console there, or you can right click the machine and open the console. Okay, and I believe both of those will open it in a separate window, which you might want to do. Okay, you might want to do that. There you go. Last slide. So now mine's opened here with the console, but you could have opened up a separate window. And then, yeah, you just install as usual. Once you get the install, you may have some network issues. So during the install, when it'll appear like it's stalled when it's trying to find the network. Let it go. Let it go, even if it takes 5-10 minutes. Let it go until it comes up and tells you you can't find the network. Okay, there's something else we may have to install after you get it installed and so forth. Okay, one last comment. Oops, let me get this here. Document your process. Okay, document your process. What you selected, etc., and then make sure the passwords, users, etc., etc. Make sure all that's in there. All right, that's it.